IT powers Tesco.com. It energises it. It drives it. It's the bricks and mortar of .com. It's the biggest single department. And it's leading the world.
The business benefits are tremendous.
It's enabled us to show our customers what they can do.
It's had a massive impact on our company.
We now work differently. We now work much more hand in hand.
The interoperability, the speed to market has vastly increased.
People are truly amazed at the benefits brought in terms of speed and ease. That means cost inherently.
The reaction we're getting from them is just amazing.
Here in the UK, we've been working with .NET for quite some time now. It has made a fantastic change to the way the business leaders think about how they can become agile and how they can run their businesses. We set out to make .NET real. That's what we are doing, and that's what we've done.
A developer can develop for handheld devices, for pocket PCs, for our website, for our back office systems, all from within their single .NET development environment. The .NET Platform Plus has been certainly the quickest platform for development that we've come across. It has probably saved us between 25 and 30% on development times for our projects that we're running currently.
With .NET and C#, what we've experienced is a development cycle that was estimated at about 3 or 4 man years has come in at less than 1 man year.
The use of the Microsoft technology, and in particular the latest incarnation of that Visual Studio.NET, the major thing that brings to Marks & Spencer's at the moment is speed to market and ease of use of the product set. I have a team of highly skilled developers, and this product has energised them like no other I've ever seen before.
We've delivered an enterprise class solution in 6 months on a toolset that we've never seen before. For us, that's just an amazing win. There is no other platform out there that would enable us to do that.
It enables us to configure, to develop custom software in a very, very rapid time frame, and I think this is a revolutionary step.
You can develop a web service once, reuse it many times across many different platforms and clients. Consequently, your maintenance costs are cut hugely.
The Visual Studio.NET solution and framework has proved to be incredibly stable, and the speed of development has been incredible.
Going forward, we're in the process of migrating all our systems to .NET, and having the agility to develop more applications more quickly, to do things better, simpler and cheaper, and to get more for less from .NET really is a huge help to our business. We've been doing some incredibly exciting things in IT development over the last 6 months, and today I'd like to show you just a few of these. Now later we're going to look in depth at some of the latest projects that the IT development teams are working on. But first, I'd like to show you some of the new processes we put in place to make things better, simpler and cheaper.
Test First is a development tool that we've used in recent work to enable us to produce more efficient, bug-free code. What it actually entails is, before you write a single line of code to meet a particular requirement, you write the suite of tests that you think need to be passed in order for that code to do what it means to do.
Test First is based on testers being able to be involved in the software at the beginning of the cycle, rather than us being involved at the end of it.
It really helps in a number of ways. The first way is through meeting the customer's requirements. If they can clearly define what a bit of functionality is meant to do, what we can then do is implement those requirements as tests and then write the code to simply pass those tests.
Being a tester and being a developer are two different people. One builds and one breaks. With the Test First, I was able to bring my experience in with testing to assist the developers, so that the software package at the end was a better quality.
So what do you think of Test First?
It's a good concept. I mean, it's definitely helped with our quality control. You know, the way we can test to make sure that what we're doing is working and working how it should be, without any annoying bugs in it. It can get a bit boring though, especially when you've got to write all these tests for a little bit of code, don't you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. It takes a very long time to do, although it does give you good code at the end of it.
Definitely, yeah.
Testers are very customer focused. they want to be able to give the best possible software experience to the customer.
In the live system, we obviously don't have Test First implemented as such, and the problem we have at the moment is any so-called simple changes we make can have huge ramifications for the rest of the site. As a result, any simple code change we make, to ensure that we don't break the whole of Grocery by changing a single character on a page, we have to do regression testing on the whole of that particular site. This obviously adds a huge amount of time to the test effort required. By implementing Test First, we'll make the simple change, run the suite of tests. If they all pass, then we're fairly happy that the code isn't going to break other bits of the site.
So does Test First stand up to all the hype?
Well, I mean, I can't talk about Test First in general, but we've been using Test First on Tom X, and our code has been very good. I mean, we've had like 60 defects, 60 problems that we've had to sort out.
Compared to like several hundred in other projects.
Compared to several thousand in other projects. So it's definitely a step forward, Test First. Yeah.
Paired programming is quite simply where you have two developers using one computer, with one person coding and one person essentially looking over their shoulder, providing suggestions, and then they swap every 20 minutes, half an hour. The strengths of paired programming, why it's better, for example, than having everyone in the team coding independently, are with two people looking at a screen. For one, you rule out all the silly little mistakes, which is particularly important seeing as C# is case sensitive and has been known to cause a few problems. The other is if you're working on a tricky piece of work, then having someone there sat with you, working with you to bounce ideas off of, means you quite often get to the best solution faster.
So Chris, what do we think of paired programming?
On the whole, I think it's a good improvement over the old methods. It allows you to share your knowledge.
I found it quite helpful when I first started to pick up the system quite quickly. It was good having an experienced person next to me all the time.
Paired programming, on the whole, will, to the outside, look slightly slower because you do have two people using one machine instead of two people using two machines. However, what you get in the long term is a much greater quality of code and less difficulties through the test phase. So, I mean, in terms of the development phase, it may be a little longer, but it shortens your test phase and means you have less support, ongoing support, once you've actually rolled out some software.
Yeah, there's also paired programming though. What do you think about that?
I think it's definitely strenuous, but it does enforce the standards that the team has set up. Everybody does code to the same level at that time, even if it's not the most enjoyable of processes.
Yeah, but don't you find that, two people working so close together can cause any problems, any personality conflicts?
It does bring them out, but it does bring the team to the same level of standard.
Cool.
Everybody's skills sort of level out. We all bring each other up, I feel.
Cool.
Are you looking forward to doing paired programming in your next project, Chris?
Generally, yes. I think it needs a few tweaks, but we're new at this, Tesco as a whole as well as myself. I think you'll probably agree as well. For the most part, it's better.
Yeah, I found it very useful actually.
Right, since our last meeting, the Bob programme, which is the best of breed programme for grocery, has delivered asynchronous order processing, which allows us to take orders when a store's down, which is a major win for us, and also allows customers to amend their order after they've placed it. We had another Bob release, which is Bob 7, which delivered instant favourites. So as a customer registering for the first time, if you've done an in-store shop, you'll instantly see your favourites, and currently that's loaded within 30 seconds of you registering. Something else that was really well perceived by our customers was the pre-book delivery slots. So as you're placing your order, you can pre-book your delivery slots and it's held for 2 hours for you until you check out. Bob 8's a much smaller release. We're looking at some small improvements to search and some changes so that we can display some warnings to customers when they order turkey products, fresh turkey products. Bob 9 is a huge release, which is a major rewrite of the grocery user interface, so it's a brand new look and feel. And one of the other things we're doing is something that the customers have been sort of crying out for and so that we really like, is having a permanently visible basket as they shop. So Bob is all about delivering best of breed, and we're going from strength to strength, and the work continues.
OneTill is basically part of the grocery checkout operation. At the moment, what we do when we have finished picking the items is we launch a separate IT application on the home shopping server, and we have to press a few buttons in order to check out each order individually. Because of some changes to the checkout operation globally over the whole business, it means that for the first time we can incorporate the checkout into our picking control system. And so what we are doing is we are sort of rewriting part of the picking control system to enable us to be able to do that. I think what OneTill will really bring to the business is the fact that when a checkout is started, instead of the home shopping team in the store having to press lots of buttons and actually go away from the picking control system, the OneTill will automatically launch in the background, and if a checkout is perfectly successful, the first thing the home shopping team will notice is the customer delivery receipt will have been printed out on the printer. So there's a lot less work for the home shopping team, and of course this will add a lot of cost saving for the stores. We're very excited about using OneTill because it's going to mean that we're probably going to be the first people in all of Tesco to actually tap into the new OneTill software, the new release which is going out across all the stores. The timescales at the moment, it looks like the rest of Tesco aren't going to be ready for us to go until February, but we hope that the development's going to be completed before that in October. The other reason we're excited is because it means that we can start thinking about things like refunds in the stores. At the moment, when a refund is needed to be processed, people have to go to a front-end checkout and sort it out down there, which is obviously a long way away from the home shopping department. They also need to then write to the customer with the refund receipt, which involves a lot of time and also a lot of postage cost. So what we can think of doing in the future is once we have our OneTill development in place, we can actually expand that development in the store on the home shopping server so that we can process refunds there and even come up with some kind of emailing system to email the people centrally. I think OneTill is going to be really good for the business. I think that it's going to help us improve our customer service in the stores. We've come up with a good acronym for it really because we wanted to say how can we call our project something good, something catchy. Thought home shopping OneTill, it's going to be hot.
Reach is the name of an in-cab application that we're giving to drivers currently at the Aylesbury store that allows them to have an electronic version of all the paperwork that they would normally carry around with them on their day-to-day deliveries to customers. Essentially it's a handheld pocket computer that allows them to have orders, the ability to reject items, allow the customer to sign, and then send the order back and all the information from any rejections when they get back to the home shopping zone. So essentially it's an electronic version of all the paperwork. Reach is a name that we conjured up because it sounded like a good word to use for reaching out to customers, but it actually stands for, hold your breath, Retail Excellence at Customers' Homes. The problem there's two problems with paper that drivers have encountered. The first one is that when the weather conditions aren't so good, particularly if it's windy or rainy, a lot of the paperwork can actually get soaking wet, damaged, blown away, and it can cause quite a few problems for drivers. The other main problem is that if a driver has to take a rejected item back, usually a substitution that a customer didn't like, then they actually have to write the barcode down on the piece of paper, and then the home shopping manager at the end of the day with all the paperwork has to then leaf through all the bits of paper of all the driver's paperwork to try and find those barcodes that were written down in order to refund the customer. Sometimes they get missed, it's such a palaver, sometimes it can take days for refunds to occur. So Reach's main objective is actually to allow those refunds to occur much quicker, and when OneTill comes along they'll be able to do those refunds electronically, whereas currently they need to print off a small report to take down to the front till. So essentially Reach helps on two fronts. First of all, it gives great customer service because all the information that the driver has is to hand on the screen in front of him, and he can process refunds almost while the customer waits. Secondly, it improves business efficiency because we can feed back the information about routes and on-time deliveries or otherwise back into our scheduling system, so we can improve that scheduling, which again, of course, always helps customers.
This project is the TeamPad rewrite, although we're not calling it TeamPad anymore, we're calling it MPD, which stands for Mobile Picking Device. Basically, the stores are going to be running out of the old hardware within the next few weeks, so we've had to redesign the whole picking application onto a new platform. In this case, it is a Cybernaut, which runs Windows CE 4.2.
The history of this project is we know that the computer works on the picking device, taking it round on the trolleys, but the old computers are no longer working, they're breaking down and they're not manufactured anymore. So we're using new technology and new mobile picking devices which support the new Windows CE system.
The technology that's going to make this work is it's based on a Windows CE.NET platform, which uses .NET. Now, Brian's been doing the server side code for that.
Yep, I've been running the web services to plug into the back end, which will work with both back ends, the back end which is there already and the new PCS back end.
Very good. And also the application as it stands, because it's written on CE.NET, it would conceivably actually run on a mobile phone, because a lot of mobile phones these days have the same operating system.
So in 6 weeks' time, we're planning on piloting this, working with the old PCS system and the old DMS system and the new PCS system.
The mobile picking device is going to empower pickers to be able to do their job in an efficient manner, and it's using the latest technology.
I think the new PCS, whilst it doesn't look very, very different from the outside, makes a huge difference because it provides us with a platform to bring in new projects such as the new mobile picking device, the new one-till system, volumetrics in the next 6 weeks we'll be starting that. So basically it's a foundation for what I would hope is a step change of the IT in the store.
I think it's good that for once we've got a system that we've totally written ourselves in-house. It means we have control over our own destiny. If we want to change something, we can just go and do it and not have to wait for a third party to do it.
It is better, it's nicer, it's quicker. I can work it, and if I can work it, anybody can work it. It's got a lot of information there, and you just have to click, you can go straight to bits and pieces. I can work it, and if I can work it, anybody can.
Tesco.com is a world-class company, and the latest developments in IT will ensure that that's exactly where we remain.
Cool.